Because I'm not from Detroit. Because I'm not from Detroit.
So what you want to say about
1643.
I'm just asking a simple question. I'm saying the only thing that's ever been really being promoted about Detroit is the crime, the violence, and the urban decay. And I'm saying there's something more to this city than that. But I'm not the Chamber of Commerce. I'm just going to ask the people, what's good about Detroit right now, today? And a lot of people said, well, downtown. A couple of people said the farmer's market or whatever y'all call that market.
Eastern Market.
The Eastern Market. You know, the English Avenue district. There's new houses here. There's new buildings there. It's all the crime and the violence, but it's this too. And so no one's promoting that. And so I just said,
okay, but let me go back to this. Before it was a time where Detroit wasn't a place where, you know, we wasn't on the map for people to visit. Okay? So now, because we have the 3 casinos, and then because we have like downtown Detroit, people can come here from out of state. I could say, one year me and my husband, before we got married, downtown we used to fish. The water was mucky. It was, when I say dirty, it was dirty, okay? It was mud. But now they put, you might as well say green in the water. You can go downtown where there's actually green water. So now when you visit,
you mean green? Why? I think water's supposed to be blue.
But it's green because it used to be muck. Remember I said it was dirty.
Okay.
So now you mix blue and mud.
That water is not blue. Boy, you ain't in the Bahamas.
So now it's green. But now, I'll go back to, now people visit Detroit. Well, before, it was not where you would visit Detroit. You visit Detroit, but now, when you visit, you don't go in the neighborhood. You come and you visit the scenery. Like you may come and you may visit, like I guess in Dearborn a little bit. You may come and you may visit the Eastern Market. You may come and you may visit the downtown area because now it's a strip. Before, I remember when I was in the 80s, I could say we can go downtown and go to the movies. It was 3 movies for $1. And I love downtown. When I say I loved it here. But now it's where it's just coming back. But what it took was, it's sad to say it took white people to come back here to do it. But it took white people to come back here to do it.
Well, do you think that has anything to do with them not, with not, you know, someone said that when the black mayor was there, like he didn't take advantage of the federal money, or he didn't have the contacts to get the federal money?
He did, but the thing about it was everybody left downtown. Like okay, say you have, before, let's go back before. Before he became mayor, we had a riot here. Okay, so
man, you're going back to the 60s.
Okay, I'm going back to the 60s. So before he came, it was a riot here. So mostly everything was burned up anyway. So then once he became mayor, it was where people took, the white people took all their money from downtown. Because he was like, you know, you have to hire blacks. And it was like they're not educated. You have to hire blacks. He was still sticking with you have to hire blacks. And most of the time, he got where you had to live in Detroit. You know, everybody else had moved out of Detroit. So a lot of things you had to live here in order to get those jobs. So they took their money out. He did take advantage of a lot of different contracts. I could say, back in the day, my dad used to be with the police reserves. My dad started his own company with security. He had over 56 stores in the major area. And I remember when it was a mini stations formed, my dad actually helped Mary Young when they started the mini stations. So you see the ups and you see the downs, but you need all people for the things to work. Because we get money, we gonna spend up our money. They gonna invest their money. And you can't get people to invest. So Detroit is rising, but it takes more. Okay.
It's not the neighborhood downtown.
But it takes us, and you know it takes people, and you know you can look, and that's what I get sad about. You could go, we have the city to ourselves, pretty much that. But now you can come in here, and they'll have all the big nice houses and buy those nice houses. And then those houses will be down, and then or they burn them up. You have everybody to burn them up and get insurance jobs on their house. So when you go down and you don't see no houses, it's because everybody's getting insurance jobs.
Well, you know, some woman said, listen, that it wasn't the people from the city of Detroit burning up the houses. It was the people who lived out in the suburbs burning up the houses to get the insurance money. It was everybody.
No, maybe true to certain cities.
No, I'm asking. I
In
mean,
the 80s and the late 90s, they was charging 80, 90, $100,000 for these homes. And so now black people would buy them, but then once they refinance, they could not afford the $1,000 to pay for it. So I say both. That goes both ways. You have black people and white people burning. So now you don't have anything. You have blocks.
but we're not even talking the color of the people. But what she was saying is that the people were responsible for most of the real estate burning were people just that didn't live in the city. They lived out in the suburbs or they lived someplace else.
I say both.
So you say both.
I say both. Because people got where they can't. Right now, you got people that send $100,000 houses can't afford them.
It's not in there.
They constantly refinance. They cannot afford. They cannot afford a car. No. You got people. You got women working 2-3 jobs, trying to pay bills.
Yeah, what's the deal with they say the crime rate is one of the reasons why you got such high insurance rates for the car? But do you think that that's been misportrayed? Like the violence and the crime is actually dropping in Detroit, but they just keep promoting it as such.
The crime is not going to drop because of education. You got too many people dropping out of school and not getting educated. And then the thing about it is,
So are you saying the city of Detroit is poorly educated?
poorly educated. Poor, very.
This is not.
I'm not gonna say it's just people say it's just the city of Detroit. That's not. That's worldwide. It's not just the city of Detroit. But the thing about it is, with education, they don't gear education towards teaching you what you have a skill for. I could say everybody go to school. I say God may have gifted you where you just like to fish in the ocean, where you may just be one of the people that maybe not pollute the air. How we going to help? Maybe the next person may be how we going to stay healthy, and they may just want to garden. Where now you got all the fast foods and things like that. We suffer from the health, the lack of knowledge in all areas. It's so much. And it's so high that education in the schools, they teaching us all the world history and things like that. History is good, but you have to teach people how to survive out here. People not being taught that. So when you have somebody, if you're not being taught very young, you have to be taught that at a young age. And I would say you have to read books at a young age. If you're not reading books at a young age, then when you're older, you're not going to want to read a book. You're not going to want to get educated. You're not going to want to tap into whatever your inner skill is. Because you never learn. You have to be partnered with the people who know that. And all teachers don't know that. Well.